If you've ever wanted to jump into the mind of a game developer who's on the verge of a mental breakdown, then the 𝕬𝕟 Fletcher's Quest is a shockingly good option. Many of us deal with anxiety, but Fletcher is one of the few who make it to a therapist's office. He's a game developer who is dealing with mental and physical burnout as he nears the end of his project, facing major dilemmas, and he finally decides to see a professional for help. But apparently this is an it's all in your head type of guy, because Fletcher passes out in the middle of the session from exhaustion, but the therapist might have been right. The dream world Fletcher wakes up in sees him being reborn, confused yet ready to find his way out of this new weird world. Hello and welcome to this episode of Pixel Journey, where I break down a title to see if it's right for you. Today we will be taking a look at the 𝕬𝕟 Fletcher's Quest, a bite-sized Metroidvania about the hardships of burnout. The 𝕬𝕟 is a small Metroidvania that features polished pixel art. It is on the shorter side, clocking in at around 3 to 4 hours, depending on how long the boss fights take you. Because of this, I think that this review will be pretty short to match. One of the first things you notice about this game is that it is aimed towards an adult audience. Fletcher talks to his therapist about depression and the mental struggles of burnout. He enters the dream world naked, and the dialogue is a bit similar to what you would see on, say, Adult Swim. Nothing is overly crass, but do not hand this to a child to play. When you are set free in the game, all you have is a gun to fend off enemies and your jump to explore. The rooms you explore are pretty simple. There are slight variations of enemies in the different regions, and some basic platforming to get around, but nothing too challenging because this luckily isn't a precision platformer. Instead of having abilities that unlock new areas like standard Metroidvanias, you will actually be hunting down coins from bosses. Once you get a coin in an adjacent room, you bring it back, and then that new room path will be unlocked. Each boss is pretty unique. They have their own attack patterns and specific areas on the body where you have to aim to deal damage. This is the only part that seems to hold a real challenge in my opinion. These bosses would take me a few tries to figure out the loop and the best way to tackle them, but once I did, it felt pretty simple. Luckily, nothing Hollow Knight level, thank God. There is only one set of upgrades, and that happens right before the final push of the game. And all it is getting more bullets. The key is that only one bullet can be on screen at a time, and you start out with a single one. So you should either be really close to an enemy to rapid fire, or somewhere far away where you can duck for cover. Moving to the achievements portion of the game, I feel like this is a pretty simple game to 100%. Most of the achievements are earned through a casual playthrough of the game. There are a few, like killing an enemy with a down slam or visiting every single room, that you have to do specific actions to pop, but you are probably going to do those during a normal playthrough, so I don't rank those very high. The only achievement that I would rank decently high on the challenge level is the one titled Still Time to Refund. And if you are familiar with Steam's refund policy, you know that that time frame is 2 hours. And so, much like the reference that the title is, you have 2 hours to clear the game start to finish. This might be challenging if you are someone that struggles with platforming or especially struggles with the bosses. But I don't think it will be too challenging if you want to do it on a second run. I don't recommend trying to get this achievement on your initial run though. And just like that, we're already to the ending portion of this review. I think that this is a great, short Metroidvania, and if you are someone who doesn't need a well-crafted storyline or metaphoric characters and background elements to really pay attention to, you just want to jump in, jump around, and shoot stuff, then this actually might be a really good weekend play. Now, some people in the reviews were not happy about the price point. This game is priced at $15, and many people said it was just too much for a simple and short game. I think that this really depends on the person. I think this is a solid game, but I can see if you're gaming on a budget, this might not be high on your list, and that is completely valid. I ended up giving the 𝕬𝕟 a solid 3 out of 5 stars. I think it's pretty right down the middle. And that is it for this review and episode of Pixel Journey. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, leave it in the comments down below. And if there is a game that you want me to check out and feature on a future episode of Pixel Journey, also leave that down in the comments. And with that, if you think I did a good job in this video, give me a thumbs up to let me know. And if you will take the time to look around the channel a little bit and you like what you see, think about giving me a subscribe so that you don't lose me in the sea of YouTube content. And with that, I will leave you to the rest of the day, and I hope to see you all in the future comments of future videos.